What's going on, guys? I'm going to show you a simple mod today. We're going to install a 3-pillar boost gauge pod, whatever you want to call it, from glowshift, just to tidy up my interior. I told myself I wouldn't drive it again until the interior was somewhat straight, so we'll get into that now. So obviously my interior is a mess. I have to replace the door handles, but I got pods just kind of chilling in random places. And we're gonna add one of the boost gauge pods right here. So let's start by removing this A-pillar trim. All right, so to remove it, there's just a few clips on or throughout the whole thing. Be careful because these are kind of fragile. But we are gonna use my fingers because I don't have trim sticks here or plastic trim tools. Oh, she's tight. And as you go, just get closer to the one so you don't snap the plastic. Just a couple clips there. Step one is done. We're just gonna remove that because it's all dry rotted and foamy and shit. It's not like you can't get more double-sided tape if you want to, but just the 3 clips. This one you have to pull out, this one just pull it towards it. And then we'll go inside and we'll start drilling the holes, marking them, all that good stuff that you need to do. Alright, so we're going to start going over what you need for this to be installed. You're going to need your A-pillar trim, the glowshift gauge pod, which doesn't quite fit correctly, but it'll work. I lost my push pins, so I had to buy some more from Lowe's. A step bit, so you can make your holes in the plastic to run your wiring through. A 7/32 drill bit if you use their pins. I'm going to try an 1/8 first so I don't go too big. So first, I'm going to lay this out. I'm going to have to switch over in a second because obviously it's not perfect. Like that part doesn't matter. And then like over here, I'm going to have to drill the holes to put the push pins in and get it lined up. You're going to want to do that before marking your holes for your pods. That way you don't screw up the alignment. I mean, it's not too big of a deal because it's just wiring. But we'll start doing that now. Now that you have it somewhat lined up, you can do it differently if you'd like. This is probably going to be the best I'm going to get it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole. Just one pilot hole for now, and then put a push pin in, and then go do one in the corner as well, and then go from there. It seems like 3/16 is going to do the trick for now. It's going to be a little tight. It's not going to be as good looking because the push pins that glowshift send you have a little bit smaller of a head, but it's fine. It's functionality. It doesn't have to be perfect. So this part is what's scheming me out, because it's not a perfect lineup, but whatever. Pretty sure glowshift is one of the only ones who make pods for this. So I'm going to leave that one out because we're going to have to re-pull the push pins anyway. But now that we have it somewhat lined up, you're going to want to take a marker roughly where you think you're going to need them, because obviously your pods are going to be about right there. So we're just going to kind of center it-ish. Just mark a hole for a pilot hole all the way through. And it doesn't have to be perfect because I mean it's just running wiring. Once you get that, you pull it back apart and then take your step bit. And however big you think you're going to need. I mean, I might just go to about a 1/2 inch or so. Pop your holes, and then you'll be able to run wiring through it. So we will come back once we get this pillar off. Alright, now that you have your holes drilled and your pod pillar off, see I've marked my holes, and you want to make sure not to drill through your retaining hardware for your pillar. But we're going to change to our step bit. Put that back where it goes. You don't want to lose your tools. I'm working on organizing my garage because all of y'all have seen it and it is disgusting in there. Alright, once you are ready with your step bit, you were just gonna drill your holes. Alright, and since it's plastic, you shouldn't have to worry about anything hurting you, cutting you, or anything. Like this side, I mean, can stand to be cleaned up a little bit, but it's alright. It's not going to cut through any wiring. As you can see, not cutting my hands. But once you have that, we're still going to leave this off, but you're going to come back out to the car. And then you're going to start. I only have two, my boost gauge and my AFR gauge. I want to do an oil pressure gauge, possibly, or at least maybe a voltage gauge. But then we're going to start running it through. That way we can hook up our gauge pod for good. So I'm not going completely done with the wiring today and all that good stuff, but I am going to at least try and finish the video by showing you guys how to kind of run them. So I mean, what you're going to do, shove your wiring through there, which I might have to drill it bigger for the O2 sensor. That's okay. Pull it through this. Kind of guesstimate on where you want it. Obviously it's not going to be super great. Obviously it's a little bigger. Once you kind of have it where you want it, you scoot your wiring out of the way ish. Get your clamp to hold it in place, and your little finger nuts. Most of your gauges are going to have some way to clamp it on the back. So don't drop it. It's kind of hard to get in here. Like I said, it's not permanent today. We're just kind of trying to get you guys a video since I said I was coming back, blah blah blah. And it's something that needs to get done, so it's not perfect. But I mean, you can kind of see how it's going to look. You can just put it up, adjust it how you need to for now. So you think you get it where you want it. So you pretty much do that with all your gauges. I actually don't mind it right there. So once you kind of have it where you want it, you run all your crap, which I mean obviously I got to drill that out a little bit more now. Run your stuff through there. Run it through the bottom of this little hole. You might have to find a way to get it in there a little deeper. No, I don't even know if they'll fit through there anyway. But either way, once you get that up there, you're gonna have to essentially, once you get everything mounted back up, you know, just pretty much shove her in there and go. I'll have to come back with another video, an update on when it's all done. That way you guys can see the finished product. It's gonna take a little while, probably maybe on Thursday or next weekend or something. I'll finish updating this video after I get a different gauge to put in here too. Not for the O2, but maybe different boost, because I've just got my Harbor Freight one, which doesn't have any clamps or anything. It's not going to be perfect, but maybe something that I want to keep in here permanently rather than this $17 vacuum gauge, boost gauge. Like it'll go, but I don't want to break the cluster more than it already is. But that's pretty much it for now. I'll just set those there for a little while. Well, I know it's not much and it's not a perfect video on a how-to, but we did it together. We learned something new today together. Thank you guys for coming. If you guys like my content, please like, share, and subscribe. I want to grow this channel with you guys as well as everybody else. Get some support for the channel in some way, shape, or form. That way I can actually bring you guys more content, not just when I can and when funds permit. So yeah, if you like it, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for coming. Y'all have a good one.